What? What beef?
Crush content is when you
What
put
beef?
a boy and a girl together on YouTube. They either like each other.
Sorry, guys, my game is updating right now. My girl's watching TV. Just give me a sec. What we got going on?
Hours after President Trump's sweeping reciprocal tariffs went into effect, the president announced on social media a 90-day pause for trade partners except China. Stocks surged with the news even as the president hiked tariffs on Chinese imports, pushing them to 125% after Beijing raised its retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods to 84%. The president reauthorized the pause and moved tariffs back to an across-the-board 10% after hearing from more than 75 countries who want to negotiate trade deals.
Just been overwhelmed by the response from mostly our allies who want to come and negotiate in good faith.
The White House says the president's reversal today
That's good. That's good for us. It's good for the U.S.
It was not influenced by the stock market's volatility, saying dozens of countries are now pushing for new trade negotiations, which was the president's.
Hey, the update's got like 40
With
minutes
tariffs on
left.
and then off and then maybe on again, some industries and customers aren't sure what's next. Last week, President Trump posted 25% tariffs on imported cars, and today the president dropped new tariff rates to 10% for
Donald Trump is speaking in the Oval Office. He is taking questions now from a room full of reporters. Let's listen in.
In Africa, from Africa to Asia,
Sky News.
a lot in South America, but with the drivers before. But El Salvador has been amazing, that job that the president's done. He's coming to see me next week, and we look forward to that. But that's That's really been amazing. Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what we need. That's what we need.
Tariffs today. Why not
That's
treat?
bad timing for them. That's bad timing.
Why not
They
treat
said,
them?
They didn't put them in. No, they threatened them,
I
but they
think
picked a later date, which our expectation is it's going to be later still.
Okay. I'm glad that they held back.
Would you, Mr. President, you were watching the market.
If this was the strategy all along to bring them to the table, why did you instruct or advise, or maybe they did it on their own, some of your top aides to say this is not a negotiation, to hold the line, that they were going to hold the line, that you were not going to change your
Well, a lot
mind?
of times it's not a negotiation until it is, and that happens. And, you know, I said outside that you have to have flexibility to do it right, and that's what we have. We brought everybody to the table, and it may not be a negotiation. It may not last. I mean, you know, things may be as that I think are not fair to us. Look, we've been ripped off by essentially everybody for 35 years. This is not just a new thing. And Roger Penske just left. He's a great gentleman, great man, actually. And
He's right about that. We're way too generous with our money.
said no other president would have had the guts to do this, and I believe that's right. They wouldn't have done it. They should have done this a long time ago. A long time ago, they should have done it. I started it with China. I took in hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs and taxes from China in my first term, and we had the greatest economy. We were up 88% on the stock market. That was the greatest ever in the history of our country. But it had to be done. It's something that had to be done.
Mr. President, thank you so much. Which countries will be negotiating first? Do you have any criteria? Because, for example, Brazil and the UK, they do not have deficits with the US. They have a surplus. They do not have a surplus. They have deficits with the US. So what is...
So what if they have a deficit? We've been protecting these countries. Damn.
the criteria? And also, would you consider talking or meeting with Xi Jinping?
Oh, sure. He's a friend of mine. I mean, I like him. President Xi, I like him. I respect him. But they haven't treated our country right. Sure, I'd meet with him. On the other countries, we have Japan is here, and South Korea is here, and others are here, and we're trying to see them. It's from what I hear, it's much more than 75. I said 75 plus.
So many.
It's everybody wants to make a deal, actually, and you know we want to do what's right for our country. We also want to do what's right for the world. The world is important. I mean, it's the world, right? And I think we're going to make a lot of people very happy. And I think investing in the United States of America will be the greatest investment that anybody's ever made.
Mr. President, can we still expect to see the sectoral tariffs, so the pharmaceuticals, steel? Is that something you're still considering moving forward
Yeah,
with?
well, I will be because we want them coming back. You know, we realized during COVID that we don't make our drugs and our pharmaceuticals in this country. So I realized that, and it was a big realization. We had to go to China to get drugs. We had to go to other places. I won't even mention the names, but we had to go
Hey,
to
that's
places
ridiculous.
we don't
Hey,
make it.
that's actually
And that's because
true,
we
and
let
that's
them leave.
kind of
And now if they wanna
ridiculous.
come back,
There's actually like life-saving medicines that we rely on other countries to get, which is ridiculous. We should be able to make them here.
we're going to put tariffs on the pharmaceutical companies, and they're going to all want to come back. They're going to come back. I'm not going to pay them any money like Biden with the chip deal. That chip deal was horrible. They give billions and billions of dollars to chip companies. All they have is money. They have so much.
Yeah, you guys, it's not. Yeah. Shut her mouth. Govern. Damn. Sorry, guys. There's still 30 minutes left on this update. I don't know. I guess I could play Black Myth for a little bit. Haha. Shut her mouth. Govern. Damn. Sorry, guys. There's still 30 minutes left on this update. I don't know. I guess I could play Black Myth for a little bit. Haha. Sorry about that, yo. Oh, shit. Motherfucker. What?
Steep tariffs on imports from dozens of countries, but increasing tariffs on China. The uncertainty over tariffs leaving business owners and consumers uneasy about the future. 10 News reporter Samuel King has more.
Inside the gift niche in downtown Roanoke.
On the front of the tag down here and on the sticker of their boxes. And they're made here in Virginia. So that's when we love to bring.
Next to these chimes are ones produced overseas.
As time has gone by, more and more people have just outsourced and, you know, to try to hold their prices down.
So Victoria Taylor, the store's co-owner, says any increase in tariffs could have an effect on business. While President Trump has paused the more punitive reciprocal tariffs on most countries for now, there's still an across-the-board 10% tariff in place. And Chinese imports have been slapped with 125% tariffs.
124.
I had future orders already pre-booked, and I felt like that perhaps that was giving me a little level of insurance there, that those prices could remain firm.
Other sectors are impacted too by the uncertainty. 2 tire stores I spoke with say major suppliers are holding off on higher prices for now. And in a YouTube message, the CEO of Carter Myers Automotive, which owns dealerships across the Commonwealth, including in Lynchburg and Stanton, sought to reassure customers.
Our existing new car inventories, over 2,000 vehicles that are on our lots today, are unaffected by the tariffs.
But she says that could change in the future. Higher tariffs already on the minds of consumers like Susan Moore. Is this something that you're thinking about in terms of like shopping?
It's something that we talk about.
Whatever. We'll be all right. I don't know, guys. Shit. It's not fucking working yet. Huh.
eventually.
That's pretty interesting.
It's on that. Since then, obviously, the United States has been carrying out a lot of airstrikes in Yemen against the Houthis, which are obviously an Iranian-backed extremist group. And then Iran, just a few days ago, put out a basically threat to all of the allied Arab nations with the United States. So you have Qatar, Saudi Arabia, etc., that if they allowed the United States to launch any strikes from their soil, Iran would retaliate against those countries directly. Okay. Response to that, the United States already had one aircraft carrier strike group in the Persian Gulf with the USS Harry Truman, and we have just launched a second, the USS Carl Benson, to the region as well. On top of that, and this is probably the lynch point that should really cue people into how serious this actually is the relocation of 6 B-2 bombers to Diego Garcia, which we'll talk about. It's an island.
You guys, that's huge right there. 6 B-2 bombers. You guys, those are stealth bombers. You guys have no idea how much damage those planes can do.
South of the Middle East. And we'll talk about why that is so critical from a realistic, we're going to war standpoint with a second world peer, whatever you want to call it. All right. On top of that, there's just been a ton of extras. F-35s have been sent to Jordan. A-10 air wings. Just, we are deploying a ton to the Middle East right now. Okay. All right. So there you go. We're at a break point where essentially we have B-2 bombers and about to have 2 aircraft carrier strike groups ready to essentially obliterate Iran. So the question is why? Why would this actually happen? Is this all rhetoric? Is it all posturing between the two nations?
I heard that a couple of the bombers went to Diego Garcia, a couple of bombers went up north to Jordan, and then a couple went to the there's 4 at Diego Garcia, or there's 2 in Jordan, 2 at Diego Garcia, and 2 at one of the aircraft carriers. But I doubt that.
I don't think so anymore. I think it probably is from the Iranian standpoint. I think they potentially got a little ahead of their skis with their threats on this one. They usually get away with it. But the biggest reason of why, let's just be honest, is our allies, and most specifically one ally. Okay. So they absolutely hate Iran. Okay. Everything that they deal with all the extremist groups, Hamas, Hezbollah, etc., those are both Iranian-backed extremist groups. All right, so they would love nothing more than for the Iranian regime to be wiped.
Yeah, you got your boy Hassan fucking Piker out here fucking condoning this fucking shit. And fucking you got people like me and Nate that actually went and fought against these fucking people.
Out, which would then cut off all funding to those groups that they're dealing with. And again, strategically for them would be a huge, huge victory. So yes, they 100% are doing everything they can to try to draw the United States into that conflict. And again, however you feel about him, okay, love him, hate him, doesn't matter. He also is a massive, massive supporter. Okay, so that is highly concerning when that strategic partner is so hell-bent on this war that we potentially get drug into it. Now, if you don't believe me, we just deployed an extra THAAD missile system, defense system, and our Patriot missile systems to Israel. Okay, we have sent even more. So what does that mean? We are potentially getting ready for the defense of a counterstrike from Iran after the United States basically launches our attacks, right? So they want to be able to knock those missiles down that are going to definitely come for Israel after that strike. All right, the next big one, the military-industrial complex, of course, needs that cash. And if you haven't been paying attention, all of the funding...
Well, I didn't think of this, but yeah.
For Ukraine in that conflict has gone away. And so all of those big bucks that typically go to Lockheed Martin and Raytheon, et cetera, have dried up.
That's true.
And so it is no surprise that when one conflict funding dries up, another one starts, right? So we should not be shocked for the United States to try to get itself in another protracted conflict in the Middle East for another 20 years. It would be fantastic for all of them. And again, all of the politicians that get lobbied by them and invest heavily into defense stocks, all right? So I know it's a ugly thing to talk about, but it is the way this system operates. And on top of that, third one is whenever the economy is questionable, the United States always seems to find a way into a major conflict because, yes, for whatever reason, I'm not an economist, but war is good for big business and the economy. It always has been. And so the United States constantly seems to find its way into these major conflicts right after a big thing. Think about, when was the last big one? The dot-com bubble crashed. Oof, what did we do right after that? Started a 20-year protracted war. Interesting. Okay, so these are all very, very concerning things that I think make it incredibly likely that this conflict is actually coming. And I know there was a no more wars statement, but I think these will be special military operations that the United States decides to engage in. Now, how do we get there? How do we get past this bring point, right? You have the huge buildup in tensions. At some point, something's got to collapse it. Well, realistically, how this usually works is the United States has a big attack against us, whether it be a real one, whether it be a false flag, if you're a conspiracy theory.
We'll see what he's talking about. I'm not really sure what he's getting into right now, but we'll see. Let's see. It's 15 minutes left. Fifteen minutes left. minutes. This girl, man.
Who, me? You might not be talking about me.
What's the matter with you?
You know what I'm saying?
What's the matter with you?
Yeah.
Because I sneeze.
What's the matter with you?
I just don't get it.
Father's talking craziness. Yeah. Yeah, he is. Jahida called me this morning to make sure we were coming on Saturday.
No. I ain't going.
You were going. You can show up and test him.
Oh, shut up. I'll play the game soon. Shit.
theorist or just actually the way things are. Yeah, so that's what
Back
my big
to
fear
what
is right
Nate
now,
was
is you're going to see
saying.
some major attack that's from Iran onto, probably because they can't reach the United States with their missiles, probably on, Israel. That would be the most likely, because then again, our greatest ally, we have to protect them. We cannot let this happen. Yeah, that's the way I see this most likely going down, and probably in the next couple months. Because again, then you get to stoke all of the religious side of things, you get to stoke the patriotism side of things, and you get both sides of the political aisle in Congress on board. Because remember, when the Ukraine-Russia conflict started, that was the one thing, the one issue that both sides of Congress all went bipartisan on. Have you guys ever noticed this? Same thing with the initial invasion of Iraq. Complete bipartisan support. This is the one thing that they always seem to all agree on, and that's invading other countries. Now, before I explain how the United States will actually initiate the initial attacks and how that conflict will look like moving forward, give me 60 seconds of your time. We're going to talk about our partners over at Barbell Apparel. You guys already know. Capable aircraft such as B-2s, F-35s, F-18s, all these different things, right?
Oh,
So there's a really good video that we're going to watch that sort of explains how this will all look, because yes, that will be the very first step in this next major conflict, right? So let's watch that first.
The longest range Iranian missiles can travel about 1,800 miles or slightly more. But Diego Garcia sits well beyond that threshold. By redeploying several B-2 Spirit bombers from the 509th Bomb Wing to Diego Garcia, the U.S. ensures a secure launch point for operations across the Middle East, Africa, and the Indo-Pacific, a carefully calculated military strategy that enhances both survivability and operational reach. Across the Arabian Sea, FA-18 Super Hornets and EA-18G Growler launch from the decks of U.S. carriers, their roles already defined. Some will clear a path through Iran's air defenses, while others will guard the tankers that keep the entire operation airborne. The KC-135 Stratotankers, laden with fuel, loiter in friendly airspace over Saudi Arabia, but crews aware that their unglamorous task could mean the difference between triumph and catastrophe. As the B-2s lift off, their jagged silhouettes blend into the night sky. Stealth is their shield, but distance is their enemy. Hours into the flight, they rendezvous with tankers flying over the canal, gulping fuel midair as FA-18s circle protectively. The Growlers emit a cacophony of electronic noise masking the strike group's movements. Meanwhile, in underground command centers, U.S. analysts watch real-time feeds ready to redirect forces if Iran's radars flicker to life. Crossing into Iranian airspace is no easy task. The B-2s must climb to an extremely high altitude, their routes meticulously plotted to avoid known missile sites. Below the landscape, a vast stretch of mountains and deserts offers little cover, but the bombers' radar-absorbing skin helps them slip past enemy detection. As the targets come within range, the crews face a critical decision. Launch standoff missiles from hundreds of miles away or descend to drop bunker-busting bombs directly onto fortified sites. There are different bunker buster bombs of different caliber.
So those bunker busting bombs also, we're not going to get too much in detail. Those will be very important too, because most of these nuclear sites that they have are going to be underground. All right. And so what that allows you to do is, drop munition that will basically bury its way through almost 200 meters of concrete and can get down and, destroy things underneath that you're trying to get access to. Right. So that is how this conflict is going to start. In however it pans out after that, we'll have a little discussion of that here in a second. That definitely is step one. Okay, it always is whenever we do this type of thing. All right, so let's talk about the actual difficulties of what this conflict would look like from.
It would be rough on us, you guys. We would heavily need to rely on air power if this were to go through. This is all hypothetical.
for the United States. And I'll tell you this up front. The way I see this happening is it's going to be probably a 100% air campaign conflict. I do not think that we'll ever put any boots on the ground. Now, maybe we get there eventually, but it'll be a while. And the reason why is Iran is not Iraq. Okay, this is not a country that is super easy to just, march infantry and tanks into. And I'm going to show you why here. All right, so we're going to look at a topographical map of Iran, and it'll kind of make sense. All right, so if you look at this, obviously all the red regions, whitish regions, those are mountain ranges. So yes, unlike Iraq here to the left, which you can see is all green zone, right, which is desert and basically sea level, makes it much, much easier to, get actual ground troops into. Iran is not like that. The entire country is basically surrounded by huge mountain ranges. One of the best ways.
You see? Yeah, huge mountain ranges. Some planes got to get up, get down, drop, and go.
In would have been through the east here into Afghanistan, right? So there's this, basically, we call it the Opium Silk Road that runs from Pakistan up through Kandahar, Helmand, out through Farah into Iran here. What's the problem with that? Well, we gave up our bases in Afghanistan. Whoops. CAF would have been a really nice base for that if we needed it. Huh? But that's the way it goes. So unless we're planning on invading Afghanistan again to get there, that's not going to happen. All right. So, yes, we obviously control Iraq here. But again, not going to be easy to get into other than into these sort of areas right here on the west. Now, would it be doable eventually? Sure. But as you can see, it's going to most likely be a air campaign. Second thing is the just geographical size of the country. As you can see here, it's 4 to 5 times the size of Iraq, 2 to 3 times the size of Afghanistan. It's huge, and anything geographically that big is much more difficult to engage in conflict with.
What's on the suspense? Oh, what's this?
Bro, I just want my phone. The fuck? This bitch, fuck, bring the knife and shit. Fuck! Fuck! To be honest, what is nigga trying? Bro, what the fuck? Nigga trying to fake drag. You need fresh fries, bro. Nigga want fresh fries.
What the fuck happened? Oh my god.
Holy fuck. Holy.
That's funny. The girl's freaking out. Freaking out over what? 4 in the morning. Ali, what back. Oh man, you guys can hear me fucking breathing. Damn. Sorry about that. Oh shit. Woo! Damn. Well, it's quiet in here right now. For some reason. Everything seems so loud, but we'll see. Alright. Game uploaded. Here we go. Hey, Queen, what's up? Yeah, I saw it. I see it. I see it. Alright. I'm good. How you doing? I'm just chilling. How you doing, Queen? Hope everything's all good. What objective are we going after? good. So.
Wasn't sure I'd ever come back here. But not all the memories are bad.
Well, I don't know.
No way! I can't find Mikang.
She's around here somewhere.
I looked in all of Mikang's usual hiding spots. Remember? When we painted her that day. But she wasn't in any of them. Can you find Mikang? I'm sure there are signs of her somewhere.
Ah, there. I think I see her.
Mikang! No way, Yasuke, look! Mikang had babies! Can we take them back with us? Please? I'll take good care of them. I promise.
What's up?
Junjiro.
There are lots of animals at Auntie Tomiko's. Why can't we bring home a few more?
It's not that we can't, Junjiro. It's that we shouldn't. I know you love Mikang, but this is her home. And now she's grown up. She has a family of her own. So you have to trust her. Trust that she can take care of herself.
Okay. But I'm going to name all the mini Mikangs before we leave.
He has a heart too big for his head, that Junjiro.
He's a good boy.
I have known many such people. Too vulnerable for their own good.
But they are good for the rest of us. He will build a better world atop our ashes. Just like Mikang has.
They're so beautiful, Mikang. And they're orange, like you. I wish I could bring you home with me. But it's okay. You'll be happy growing up here, little Tanuki.
Oh, excuse me.
I was.
Yeah. No stuff. Oh, not stuff.
Something sounds strange.
Who's that? Huh? They're dead.
No.
Oh.
Ichihime would rather visit a shrine than train Saburo in sword fighting. She's not like the others.
What up, Kui? What's happening?
Goro was surely born into the wrong family. What does he seek amongst these burned buildings?
What do you mean he fled? He's a mercenary. The danger is why he gets paid. Damn him. Damn the war. Damn it all.
Yes, Master Itoku. Should I get back to mixing pigments?
You're Kano Eitoku. What does a master artist need with a mercenary?
War. The reason for everything. My life's work is showcased in the land's finest castles. Castles that are constant targets.
War has robbed us all of many things.
My family's school has thrived for over 100 years. At 10 years old, I showcased before the shogun. And now, my greatest works go up in flames. The mercenary was hired to preserve their beauty, safe from the ugliness of war. But what does it matter? He's fled and all is lost.
The world needs beauty. It can't all be battles and blood.
Then, maybe you can retrieve them? If the castles still stand? Please, do not neglect a single painting. I cannot rest until each one is secure.
I ask you to stop now.
I can't let them see me.
that have been? What? I will snap your
Guess I'm tired. Sorry, guys, man. I am like in and out. Huh. Man, I am tired, you guys. Whoa. Oh, man.
Azuchi Castle is impressive. But what did it cost in lives and blood?
恐ろしい。手動に従う方が良い。誰に口聞いとるんじゃ。どこであったか思い出せぬ。これだけ飲めば十分であろう。
Botsuna Sensei's estate. So much has happened since we last saw.
It is good to see you again, Yasuke. What of the days since Honnoji?
New allies and fresh purpose guide my steps, Sensei. But it is not the same as before.
It is not. We will not see anything like the days of Lord Nobunaga's reign again. Ambitions and dreams are but leaves in the wind.
I never thought I would outlive him. But all things must pass. Even power and valor such as his.
So it is with us all. So it is with myself. But your loyalty has proven you worthy of bearing this flame. It is time, Yasuke. Open the scroll!
Sensei, you honor me before my time. I am not skilled enough.
Your sword is ready, as is your heart.
What would you have me do?
After my disgrace, my finest students scattered across the land in search of new techniques. Seek out these masters of the art, Yasuke. Prove to them that my sword school remains unbroken, and they will teach you how the samurai's weapons may bloom in battle.
I will prove your faith in me, Sensei, and return your champion. There is one thing I wish to ask. Will you drink with me? 1 cup of sake. Just one.
Your potential is matched only by your impudence. Fine. 1 cup of sake. But only when you return in triumph.
This is the end.
Huh?
bold enough to take my Yabusame challenge? A samurai... Huh. You're here to take my Yabusame challenge. It is a skill every samurai should master.
I admit, I lack practice in mounted archery.
There, you said it. Practice. There's no better training. I have set up arenas throughout the land for samurai like you.
A welcome change from all the talk I hear of Teppo.
I agree. Nagashino was a victory for Teppo warfare. But it was Lord Nobunaga's numbers that won that battle. The weaknesses of Teppo were revealed. Misfires, powder that wouldn't light. Too much left a chance. But Yabusame is a time-tested art.
Better to rely on skills that have been honed for generations.
Spoken like a true samurai. Now, do you want to try the course?
I will give Yabusame a try.
Welcome to the Azuchi Yabusame Arena. From the horse, shoot the paper lanterns along the track. Sounds simple, eh?
I am ready.
I will count down from 3, 2, 1, go!
Perhaps the sun was in my eyes.
You need more training. If you want to improve, come back for more practice. Do you want to start over?
Yes. Let me try again.
I will count down from 3, 2, 1, go!
Good run.
Yes! You could stand among legends one day.